Hey guys, how's it going? So today I am going to be talking about the brand new Animal Crossing New Horizons update that Nintendo announced yesterday. Yep, that's right. We are getting a new free content upgrade, and that's so exciting because when Nintendo announced their last Animal Crossing New Horizons game update, they said that that was going to be the last free content update, and that was back in 2021. But yesterday they surprised us all with brand new Animal Crossing content that's coming to us in 2026, and it's super exciting. So I wanted to make a video talking about it because I made a video talking about the other Animal Crossing New Horizons updates, so it only makes sense to come back here to talk about it again. And so yeah, to be honest, I really wasn't expecting to be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons like ever. I mean, obviously I'm still playing the game from time to time, but I didn't really think I would be making content about it because I kind of thought everyone had moved on from the game. Like, obviously, I do know people that still play, but I just kind of thought, we're done with that. We're ready for the next Animal Crossing game. Let's go. But it's really surprising that Nintendo are announcing this, and it kind of makes me wonder if maybe they're doing this because they know there's not going to be a new Animal Crossing game anytime soon. And so we should just kind of accept what we're given, and maybe we have to wait another like 5 years for a new Animal Crossing game, which would be disappointing but also understandable. I wasn't really sure if we were going to get a new Animal Crossing game for the Switch too, just because I didn't really feel like it was new enough to warrant a new Animal Crossing game. That being said, we did get a new Animal Crossing game for the 3DS. Like, we got one for the DS and then they got one for the 3DS. So like maybe they could come out with a new Animal Crossing game for the Switch too. But I really think that's a separate video of what I think a new Animal Crossing game would look like for the Nintendo Switch 2. Let's actually focus on what we do know about the existing Animal Crossing content that is coming to Nintendo Switch 2 and also to all Animal Crossing players. This is not just an update for Nintendo Switch 2, there's a huge update for all players, which is super exciting. Yesterday when they announced the trailer, I was at work, so I could not properly react to the trailer, but I did make a bunch of notes on this piece of paper, so that's what we're going to be talking through today. And so yeah, let's dive right in. So first things first, we will talk about the things that are only coming to people with Nintendo Switch 2. So I, for one, do not have a Nintendo Switch 2, and all of these upgrades which are coming to Animal Crossing are not enough to convince me to buy one. I will, however, buy a Nintendo Switch 2 as soon as Nintendo announces a new Animal Crossing game, for which I will have to get a new console, but for right now, I'm going to stick with my regular Nintendo Switch. So here are the things coming to Animal Crossing if you have a Nintendo Switch 2. First things first, they updated the graphics of the game, which to me is not that big a deal. They did do a side-by-side comparison of the new graphics for Nintendo Switch 2 versus the regular Nintendo Switch, and honestly, there's not that much of a difference. It goes from a little bit pixely to not pixely at all, but honestly, that's not a big deal for me. I do not play Animal Crossing for the graphics. Don't get me wrong. Like, the graphics are cute, but there's nothing that they could have done to the graphics to make me want to buy a new console for. It was never really a high graphics game to begin with, so that doesn't really bother me. The other big thing that they're doing is that instead of having 8 people on your island during online play, you can now have 12. And not gonna lie, again, this does not really appeal to me, mainly because I do not know 12 people to play Animal Crossing with. I barely know 8. So again, not really a big deal for me. Obviously, if you have a lot of friends who, you want to gather on your island, then that's great for you. But for me, that's not really a big thing. Obviously, along with the adding more people to your island, they also have the other Nintendo Switch 2 features, which include the voice chat and the video chat. Obviously, I think that that would have been really cool if we had had that during COVID, especially because you couldn't see people regularly in person. I feel like that's the kind of feature that would have been great during COVID. But I feel like, again, for me, not really having a lot of friends to play Animal Crossing with, not a lot of people with Switch 2s, these are features which I don't really need. But yeah, as well as that, one thing that I did think was cool that they added was they brought back the Megaphone. So the Megaphone is an item in Animal Crossing which you can use to call your villagers. This is not new. They had it in Animal Crossing for the 3DS, and I do remember using that, and it was pretty cool. Obviously, it is not the most amazing because it is just like based on your voice recognition. I don't know how well the microphone works in the Nintendo Switch 2, but I do know when I was using the Megaphone in the 3DS, sometimes you would say a villager's name and it just would not pick up what you were saying. Basically, what you use the megaphone for is to call villagers, which is actually really useful in Animal Crossing New Horizons because there are times when you really just can't find a villager to save your life. So at least being able to call out to them to see if they're outside on your island, that would be really helpful. Obviously, I assume that it doesn't work if the villager is inside, like if they're in their house or in a museum or something, but at least you will know if they are outside or not. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can use the megaphone inside as well, but obviously if you're in the museum, say you're in one of the exhibits, it's very obvious if a villager is there or not, so you won't really need to use the megaphone there. I think it would be really cool if you had an app on your Nook phone to like text a villager to find out where they are, because sometimes it is just really hard to find a villager. Like you can search your whole island and you might not find them, and it's so frustrating. So I think that the megaphone is a step in the right direction to finding your villagers. Obviously, if you're outside and you need to find them, you can use the megaphone and call them. But if they're not outside, then good luck finding them, besties, because it can be hard at the best of times. So yeah, they have the megaphone. I am excited about that. Again, not enough to buy a Nintendo Switch 2, but I think if you already have a Nintendo Switch 2, that is a cool feature. Another feature which I actually think is cool for the Nintendo Switch 2 is they are also including mouse controls when you are designing your houses. And I think that that's actually really cool. It would kind of bring you into the realm of like decorating in The Sims because you play The Sims on the PC. So I feel like it would be that kind of vibe. And I think it would be cool. Obviously, not a huge deal if you don't use the mouse controls. You can still decorate as normal using the Joy-Cons, but it is like a cool feature that they've incorporated into the game. And so, yeah, those were all the things that they're including in the Nintendo Switch 2, and also the upgrade from the regular Animal Crossing game to the Nintendo Switch 2 version is only $5, which I assume will also be the equivalent of £5. That's really cheap and really good. Obviously, they're not bringing as many features to the game as they are with other Nintendo Switch 2 versions of games, but like to upgrade only for like £5 is really cheap. I know that the other ones are like at least £20, which is kind of crazy in my opinion. So it's great that the upgrade for Animal Crossing is really cheap. Those were all of the features for Nintendo Switch 2, which I'm really glad about, so I can finally stop saying that because it is very long to say. Moving on to all of the features which are coming to all Animal Crossing players in January 2026. So the major update for this game is going to be a new addition to the pier. They're adding a new hotel, which is going to be owned by Captain's family. First things first, to me, this feels really weird. Like, it feels weird to add a brand new building, which you can't decide where you want to put it, especially because one of the main features of Animal Crossing New Horizons is that you can decide where to put all of your buildings. The only buildings that we couldn't decide where to put were the town hall and our airport. But for this to be put on the pier seems a bit strange to me, and I think it will be interesting to see how it looks in the game. Just because I think it would look weird to have like such a big building like out in the middle of your pier. I don't know if I really love that, but it is what it is. We'll deal with it. The other thing that I think is kind of weird is the fact that it does say the word hotel on it in English. And I know that that seems like a big criticism considering I know that Nook's Cranny and Able Sisters also have the signs in English, but to me it just seems really random to just have hotel written on the top of the building, especially because it doesn't have like another name. Like it doesn't have like it's not called like Captain's Hotel. It's not like got, like a specific name like Nook's Cranny or anything. It literally just says hotel on the front of it. And to me that's kind of strange. I think I would have rather they like didn't have like a specific sign and you could kind of name it whatever you wanted. So that's my criticism on the actual hotel building. In terms of functionality, with the hotel, you will have 8 rooms which you can decorate based on themes. This is very Happy Home Designer-esque. Obviously, if you guys have the Happy Home Paradise DLC, then you will be very familiar with decorating rooms based on themes. This time, though, they're more generic themes, and these themes will encourage different villagers to visit your island. So you can have 8 villagers, I presume, staying at the hotel at a time, and they will be tourists who will also just like roam around your island and stuff. I'd be really interested to see if these tourists like give you quests and things like your other villagers do, or if you can just kind of talk to them and they'll just be visiting and they won't really add any value to your island. It will also be really interesting to see how long they stay for, and if they will give you currency for staying. So one of the things that you'll get in this game is there's a new currency. It's called hotel tickets. You'll get those for decorating the villager houses and also for crafting items, which then Kaplan will use to advertise your hotel. It wasn't really clear what that was about. There's a box outside your hotel which you will use to fulfill crafting orders, and then Kaplan will take them away, and then that will somehow improve your hotel prestige or something. Either way, that's what you get hotel tickets for. It will be interesting to see if tourist villagers will also give you tickets for staying there. Kind of interested to see how that will work. The other thing that you can get is there's new exclusive hotel items, which you can get from the hotel lobby, which kind of reminds me of the Tortimer Island, which you could get for Animal Crossing New Leaf. You could get items there. Again, the island was run by Captain's family, so I guess this is kind of a nod to that. Obviously, a lot of the items are hotel themed, but it'll be interesting to see what other items you can get from that. Along with that, you can also set mannequin outfits. Again, mannequins were a thing in Animal Crossing New Leaf. However, in Animal Crossing New Leaf, they were just for personal use. You could set an outfit on the mannequin and then you could change into that outfit really quickly, and it would just like swap the clothes that you were wearing onto the mannequin and the clothes on the mannequin to you. But in terms of this game, you can set the mannequin outfits in the hotel, and then from there, the tourist villagers will wear them, and also if anyone is visiting your island through Wi-Fi, they can also try on the outfits. So that's kind of funky, kind of interesting. I wish that they had actually incorporated this for Evil Sisters as well. Obviously, I know in Evil Sisters you can put the designs on the back wall, and those are designs that your villagers can wear. But I think it would be cool if you could also style mannequins in Evil Sisters, and then your villagers could wear like the entire outfit. I think that would be kind of fun. But yeah, so we have mannequins. That's new as well. Overall, I think that the hotel edition is a fun idea, but I do not think it really adds that much to your game in terms of like actual gameplay. It'll just mean that you can decorate some rooms in your hotel and then like some villagers will come. But like I said, I'm not really sure what the villagers actually do in terms of visiting. Like, do you just see them around your island? Do they add any value? Like, do they interact with the other villagers that live on your island? It's not really clear. So I think it'll be interesting to see what comes of this and how often people actually use it. Also, you can invite special characters to stay using your amiibo, but again, I don't really know how much value this actually adds to the game, or if those villagers will stay beyond like one day just because you've invited them through amiibo. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what comes of it. I honestly kind of wish that instead of the hotel, they actually just give us mini games. Because back when you were playing Animal Crossing New Leaf and you went to Tortimer Island, which was run by Captain's family, you could play mini games with your friends. And I think that that would have actually been a much bigger and better update for them to bring to us. I don't even care if they had to include it in the paid content for Nintendo Switch 2. I just think that it would have been good to bring mini games back to Animal Crossing, especially now that they're adding like 12 people on your island. Like, what are those 12 people going to do realistically? Like, just hang about, just sit about. Like, you can't really do anything. So I think that it would have been really cool if they had brought in the mini games again and you could just like go to the hotel to facilitate those. But that's just like a thing that I was thinking. Maybe they'll bring that back for a Nintendo Switch 2 version of Animal Crossing. Like, if they come up with a new Animal Crossing game, please bring back the mini games. They were really fun. Even if you had to limit it to how many people could play each mini game, I would still appreciate it. I just think that they need to add a little bit more to the multiplayer functionality of the game to really make it worth it. Moving on to the other features that they are bringing to the game, they are bringing Resetti cleaning service, which is actually really helpful. So Resetti is going to have a cleanup service, and you can have them clean up 3 different areas. So you can have them clean up a selected area, which you just select using your Joy-Cons, which is like a small area. You can have him clean up your entire beach area. If you have a lot of furniture on the beach, he will clean up that. And he has an option to clean up your entire island. So all of the people who have wanted to redesign their island but can't be bothered to pick up items from their entire island, well, guess what? You don't have to worry anymore because Resetti's going to do it for you. So this is huge because I, for one, am definitely one of those people who have thought of redecorating a part of their island, but could not be bothered to pick up all of the flowers, dig up all the trees and everything to do it myself. But now Resetti can do it. And They're also including an update where you can store trees, shrubs, and flowers in your home storage, which again is really helpful. Again, especially for people like me who are too lazy to decorate a part of their island because they know it means digging up too many flowers. Resetti's going to clean it all up for you. I think that that's really cool. It'll be really interesting to see how fast that happens, because obviously if you are cleaning up your entire island and you have so many items, that could take some time. So it'll be interesting to see if that impacts your game performance. Another thing that I think will limit you in terms of cleaning up your entire island is that when they do the cleanup service and they clean up all the items, they will put all the items in your house storage. So now instead of storing up to 5,000 items, you can store up to 9,000. But say you already have a bunch of stuff in your storage and you're trying to clean up your entire island, and all of those items are going to be more than 9,000. I'm pretty sure that the game will stop you and be like, we cannot do this. So I think it'll be interesting to see how much limitation you actually have in using the cleanup service based on the amount of home storage that you actually have. I will definitely be using it because, like I said, there's a part of my island that I've been wanting to redecorate for ages, but I just don't have the patience to dig up all the flowers. So I'll be using that and I'll be interested to see how that works. On top of Resetti's cleanup service, they've also announced a new Dream Suite feature. So now when you go to bed, you can not only visit dream addresses, but you can actually create 3 new islands. These are called Slumber Islands, which, if you didn't want to demolish your entire actual island, you don't have to anymore, because you can just create a new island in the Dream Islands. So this is kind of interesting and did sound kind of fun, but at the same time, my thing about this is, again, how much are you really going to play there? So obviously these are kind of like sandbox islands and you can do whatever you want in them and you can decorate them and stuff, but it's just a dream, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just a place where you can go to decorate. It's not really a place that you can actually play in, like, because your main island features will all be on like your main island, not in the dream world. So to me, is this really adding a lot of value? I don't know. It might be for people who want to make different themed islands and want to like explore those, but day to day, at the end of the day, that's not your main island. Like, that's not the island that you play in. That's not where your villagers are. That is just a sandbox for you to design. And will you really look at it again? Is really my thing. It's like, yeah, it's cool that you can do this, but like, what are you actually getting out of it other than decorating an island? Like, you're not really playing there. You're not really, like, that's not what you see day to day. Can you share them with other people? Is it like, again, you can like visit them through dream addresses and stuff? Like, what is really the purpose of this other than to just design islands? That's my question. Like, yeah, it's a cool feature, sounds kind of fun, but at the end of the day, like, is it going to be the kind of thing that I do one time and never look at again? Because I don't really see myself getting a lot of replay value out of this. You know, it's just kind of an okay feature for me. Obviously, there are people who are really excited about it and they want to like design other islands and stuff, and that's great. But like, once you've done that, what are you doing with that? You know, like, they haven't said anything about it. They've just kind of been like, here's 3 new islands, decorate them, that's it. Which is fine if that's what you're into. But to me, that's all it is. Like, it's just decorate an island, it'll be there. Will you ever really visit it? Will you ever really play in it? No. One thing that was cool that they did like introduce about the Dream Islands is that you can have multiple people terraforming at the same time. So that's kind of fun that you can do that. But if you're not playing multiplayer and you're not building like an island together, what is this for? Not gonna lie, that was kind of a bit lackluster for me. Yeah, it's exciting that you can have these dream islands, but like, do you get anything other than that, like, from it? Is there anything special about the gameplay on the dream islands, or is it just, this is a fictional island where you can decorate? Obviously it says you can bring your villagers into the dream world, but like, it's a dream, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna impact anything in your main gameplay. It's just kind of like something separate. And so to me, it's just kind of a meh feature. Obviously it's cool, but it just, yeah, because it's like locked in this dream world and like it doesn't really impact your main game. To me, this is just not something that I'm interested in. So yeah, probably not really going to do that. Obviously, like I said, it's really cool that you can do terraforming and multiplayer on it. But at the same time, it's also scary because if you don't trust the people on your sleep island, they're probably just going to destroy it because that's what people do. Those are like all of the main big features that we have in the update. The other things that they did mention is they're going to have some collaborative new items coming to the game. We're going to have some new Nintendo items dropping, and along with the Nintendo items, they will also allow you to play some old style Nintendo mini games within Animal Crossing, which is kind of fun, although kind of gets into the realm of a game within a game thing, and I don't really know how much I'll actually be using those. But yeah, so we'll get new Nintendo items. We are also getting new Lego collaborative items, which is kind of fun. I think that that's a fun concept for Animal Crossing to have Lego furniture in it. And as well as that, we're also getting some new characters and new items. We're getting some new Zelda items as well as Splatoon items, and also 4 new villagers. So we'll get 2 Zelda villagers, and we will also get 2 Splatoon villagers, which you can get if you have Zelda or Splatoon amiibo. I do not like the idea that these are tied to amiibo, because if you don't have Zelda amiibo or you don't have Splatoon amiibo, then you won't get a chance to get these villagers. But I guess they are still trying to give worth to the amiibo characters if you have them, because I know that amiibos aren't really doing a lot for a lot of people, so I guess that's just them trying to be like, please buy our amiibo, they do have functionality in other games. But yeah, that is everything that is coming in the new Animal Crossing update. It will be available on the 26th of January. I feel like I flew through all of that and I'm not really sure what I said or contributed to this video. I just kind of wanted to get my thoughts out there about what I think about the different features that are coming to the game. Obviously, it is really exciting. We are getting new Animal Crossing content, which is always super exciting for me. But at the end of the day, when I'm evaluating the actual things that we're getting, I'm kind of like, these are cute, but it's not really much. At least in terms of gameplay for me personally, for me, these features are just fine, but they're not really enough to be like, wow, this is adding a lot to my game. Like, yeah, I'm excited to like use the hotel and things like that, but I just don't think that in the long term that's adding a lot for me. It's kind of a little bit sad, but at the same time, I don't really feel like I can be too disappointed because this is a free update that we were not expecting. So I will accept it and I'll play it and I'll have fun. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, this update is just fine. And I probably could have done without it. One thing that I forgot to mention that I just remembered is one thing that I am looking forward to is that they are adding a quality of life update, in that they will finally allow us to craft more than one item at a time. So I am excited about that, and I'm also interested to see if they are adding any other quality of life updates. For example, buying multiple things from Able Sisters at the same time, or purchasing multiple things from the Nook Miles ATM. It will be interesting to see if they have done anything about those, but they were not mentioned in the update, so we'll just have to wait and see. I think those updates are always important, especially if you've been playing the game as long as I have and are sick of all the tedious crafting and ordering one Nook Miles ticket at a time. But yeah, again, those are things that we will have to see if they do anything about or if they have just left them. But yeah. Anyway, I think I've rambled enough. Like I said, I'm not really sure how much information you actually got from this, or if it was just me going on a tangent about Animal Crossing and how I feel about it. But yeah, I just want to get my thoughts out there, and I would be interested to know what you guys think about the update. Are you excited about it? Are you like me, where you are excited about some Animal Crossing news, but it's not exactly what you were hoping for? Or do you kind of wish that they had done none of this at all for Animal Crossing New Horizons and just given us a brand new Animal Crossing game? Let me know. And yeah, I will probably be back to make an actual video when the update drops. I will probably be playing some Animal Crossing again on my YouTube channel just to kind of check out what there is. But ultimately for me, I know that this is not going to be enough to really get me back to playing Animal Crossing 100%. Obviously, I still play time to time to like check in on my island and stuff, and that's probably what I'll still do with this update, just play time to time. It's not really enough for me to come back to the game like I was before during COVID. And at this point, I think for me, I do just need a new Animal Crossing game to kind of be excited about the franchise again. But yeah, that is it for now, guys. Like I said, I don't know how much this video was good for you, but it was good for me to get out my Animal Crossing thoughts. So yeah, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.